Whenever I say schizophrenic, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
The place I used to work before this coronavirus thing, I had somebody come to the workplace. I'd get psychologists come to my workplace a lot because I worked at a float center. So you'd have a lot of people who are, just trying to de-stress. And I remember asking one psychologist, I was like, how do you define schizophrenia? And they said to me, the way that they define any mental illness is if it's symptoms that are causing you or others harm and getting in the way of you pursuing your goals and of achieving your own happiness. So I asked her, I was like, well, if somebody was talking to an imaginary being, but this imaginary being, and they thought it was totally real, but this imaginary being, which they saw but nobody else saw, would constantly give this person compliments, and whenever they were feeling down, they would lift this person up and help them get through the day, would this person be schizophrenic?
Dude, I think you just described most religious people.
And this psychologist said, at least by their own definition, no, they wouldn't be schizophrenic. So for me, it's very loose, and that's why so many different psychologists diagnose people with so many different symptoms, and why it's so easy to get yourself a prescription for anything these days, because you can just say, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling down, and yep, you fall under the category of bipolar, schizophrenia, depression, anxious. It's like, for me, I think schizophrenia, I think schizophrenics and assigning somebody schizophrenia may make people trapped in a mind which they can't actually escape, because it's not quite like a broken leg. That's what my first thoughts are anyway on it.
Well, people who exhibit schizophrenic tendencies usually end up in the mental hospital, and they're usually drugged, and if they seem to be getting a little out of hand, they'll be put into a straitjacket and put into a little room.
Right.
That kind of fucks up their head a little bit more, don't you think?
I would agree, yeah.
I don't think that the answer is to drug these people and fucking give them electrical shocks and put them into rooms and fucking straitjackets. These people need real help, and they can be saved.
Yes, that's the thing, yeah. That no one believes that.
Like if you look in Aboriginal or traditional societies where you have shamans, usually they're actually taken in for shamanic rituals where they can get the help they need, where they can be given, where they can be passed down to them these ancient techniques that have been used for thousands of years, and all of these different attributes come into play where they can even start participating in ceremonies where they can consume ayahuasca.